everyone, the College Railroader here, and after months of finally waiting, I was able to get the Easy Command digital command control system by Bachmann. Come follow me, I'm going to show you what's inside the box, as well how to quickly set up locomotives, both Bachmann and non-Bachmann locomotives, even if they've already been on previous DCC systems, like in my train room. Come follow me. So upon opening the box, you will get the following. Standard Bachmann 1-year limited warranty paperwork, the command station itself, the power adapter, 2 different sets of wires. One that plugs right into the terminal, as well as the ends have 2 regular wires. And the more standard approach is again the same kind. However, if you already have a re-railer, you can already fit it in the track. So really good on Bachmann for adding 2 different options, as well as some extra filament paper. That way you can insert these in on top of the controller. That way you can alternate and you can tell apart which trains you have running based on the number. When setting up the DCC controller, make sure you have the controller right here, and then you plug in your track part first. So on the top, you're going to see multiple different writings on it. So as you can see, we have this over here. It looks like an audio jack hole. That's the one we add to the track. We actually connect that part in first to track. So we'd leave it, and we would already plug it into our terminal track, which mine is further down over there. Once we have done so, we then plug in the main power already into an outlet, and then again, just give it its main power, you plug it in. Now from then, you should automatically get these 3 buttons to show clear. On my camera, it looks like it's blinking, it's not there. Solid colors, you have your stop button, your stop button, one of the direction pads, and the number 1. That is default mode. That's how you know it is working, and that's how you know that there is now power on the tracks. So the next part is, of course, the most important part, actually programming a train. So for example, we're going to use one of our many trains right here. Let's do this beautiful Pennsylvania over here, my Alco S4, I believe. So if I sit him on the track, okay. So he's already on, and you can already hear him making noise. That's how, at least again, you can confirm that there is power. Move him over here. Now, the best way, if you already have trains that have already been programmed before, what you want to make sure is that you actually take off all trains on the track, making sure everything is completely off. You can leave the freight cars and stuff on, or cars with lights, that won't bother anything. What you want to do is, again, make sure it's on number 1 first. You are then going to hit the 3 button, hold it, and then the stop button. And it's going to flash very, very quickly. That's how you know that it is in programming mode. Again, I'll show you again. We're gonna make sure we hit the 3 button, make sure it's on the 3, and you go 3, and the stop button. And that's how you know that we're on programming mode. So now I'm gonna put the train back on the track. And now from there, he's not making sound. That's how you know he's ready to be defaulted. So let's say, because his train number is number 8, I'm going to first turn up the power all the way up for now, it's okay. And then I'm gonna say, all right, well, he's number 8, I wanna give him number 8. And now he starts to move and judder. That's how you know that the decoder inside is connected to the programming number 8. Now it's still flashing, so then you hit stop again, and now there he goes. And then we lower it down. I'm gonna now switch direction. Now I'm facing backwards. Let's bring him back over here. There we go. And now all the same features still apply on here, like a normal decoder would. So for example, switch it on again. How you get this train to function in terms of turning on its lights or making its bell go off, or the whistle, you press this function button. So again, we make sure we're on number 8. We hit the function button, and now now number 8's blinking. That's how you know what function do you want to give it to. So my favorite feature is number 10. Not only will this Bachmann Easy Command controller turn on its light from here, there it is, But you can also run DC trains on here. I'll show you how that works. It's an amazing thing. So we have it pressed, right? So it's on. And now I'm going to turn on the bell. You press number 1. Again, making sure it's blinking. I'll do a long horn. Pressing number 2, and it stays on. Then you turn it off again. Little 3. And that's how you set it up. On the instructions, it says press 3 and the stop button at the same time. It's a little tricky to understand. That's why you kind of go 3, hold, stop, let go. And both need to be, this button needs to be flashing rapidly. But I'll show you how a standard DC train works as well. It's amazing. Now, what's also really great is that this decoder this command controller can also work with non-Bachmann trains, which I find awesome. And it's just such a great way to incorporate many different companies together and just make trains and make model railroading better for the whole community. So I have an Atlas Springfield terminal on here. What I'm gonna do is to program him, right? We're gonna hit make sure it's on the 3. We hold 3, stop, let go, and it's gonna flash quickly like that. We're then gonna put him on the track again. He shouldn't be making any noise. Switch that track over there, that way he parks right here, okay? And now again, I want him to be number 2, so I press the 2 button, and then he moves a little bit so he knows, so the train's brain knows that that's his new number, and then I hit stop, and now he's ready. So then I'm gonna hit the function button. Let's see how the lights work. Pressing 10, there it is. Now, even though 2's flashing, I can still press it because it still works as its horn. It doesn't get rid of its original function. So this is an older train, so it does a little bit more of a delay. With this one, some decoders allow it. I know my MARC power cab, it could do the short horn, but for here, it doesn't like to do it. So some of them are very tricky. It gives off this like air brake sound. But the other buttons sometimes do the same thing. Very weird. Again, I know that this train's a little older. I know this is only a 2.5 amp, so it cannot, it's powerful, don't get me wrong, but it's not as powerful as a standard like 5 amp, obviously. But the bell still works. Let's look at the lights on, and it still moves, so that's what matters. There it goes. Now, what's very important with this Easy Command controller is that when it does switch to DC mode, right, you just simply press it and now it's on. But because these standard, or I guess older motors are old, the moment you put it on, you will hear a high-pitched sound from the motor. Usually on layouts, that's how you know you have a DC train and it needs to be removed. But for here, it's allowed, but you cannot leave it sitting for too long. So you can hear that loud pitch, almost sounds like a cricket chirping. And so I'm just gonna quickly attach it. Yeah, just listen to it. It's not the best sound, but what's nice is, oh, I'll go the other way, sorry. What's nice is, it still goes. And so it still works just fine like a regular DC controller, but again, you just have to be very careful. And so it still works fine running like a standard DC controller. However, again, you cannot leave it sitting in a stagnant position for too long or else it will mess up the motor. But as you guys can see, I'm still using the controller. It's on system 10. It's ready to go. You can only do DC with nothing else on it. Only DC trains on the track. You cannot mix the two. I think more motorized problems will happen. But at least it's great that the older DC trains still work just as well as the regular DCC ones too. So this kind of goes without saying, this is such a fantastic DCC controller, especially for a small college dorm layout like this. It's very affordable, depending on where you find it, through Amazon or other hobby companies online, or even just simply your local hobby shop. I'm sure they have it. You can get it at a very decent price. And they're just, they're perfect for a small layout like this. I'm not asking the trains to do anything big or crazy. It's a literal, 5 by 6 foot layout. That's all it needs. Nothing special, nothing crazy. I like to kind of go big or go home. So of course I have 3 different tracks, but a simple loop is all you need with this amazing, amazing device. And again, not only does it work with standard Bachmann trains, it also works with DC trains, which is amazing feature. I never really thought I would see a controller that can do 2 things at once, DC and DCC. Usually you would buy 2 different transformers, but to have it all in one is fantastic. And not only just Bachmann, but also non-Bachmann trains like Atlas and Anthern and Broadway Limited. Amazing, such an amazing, amazing DCC system. So I highly recommend anybody with a small layout or even a standard size one to get this, because this is the set that you need. So as I always say, just like that, we're on the right track. I'll see you real soon when we come back. Thank you so much for watching the College Railroader today. Be sure to be on the lookout for more new videos. Take care, everybody.